More than a century ago, the great Titanic sank into the ocean, never to see the light of day again. But hundreds of artifacts from the sunken ship were rescued and are now on display. i24 News culture correspondent Shachar Peled takes a look at the remains of what was once briefly considered mankind's masterpiece.
The story of the Titanic hasn't ceased to fascinate the world, although the doomed vessel, which hit an iceberg on April 14, 1912, will almost likely never be raised. Thousands of artifacts have been recovered from its underwater ruins.
There are 200 real pieces actually taken from the bottom of the sea and the vessel itself.
The world's largest Titanic exhibition has reached Israel after touring some 15 countries in the past 15 years and being visited by more than 25 million people.
It's a recreation of what the real vessel had. You know, you can see the first-class cabin, third-class cabin, the place where the dinners and the dancing hall were. You know, this is really a famous place, you know, which you can see in the film. So you really get as close to the atmosphere on a real Titanic.
The British passenger liner set out 102 years ago on its maiden voyage from Southampton, England to New York City. Considered practically unsinkable, it carried 2,224 passengers and crew. Only 710 people survived.
Well, it's not so much as probably like the most well-known tragic story in the world, you know, well, due to all sorts of reasons. Because, well, there is a mystery behind it, there is a drama behind it, and there is Hollywood behind it.
For some of the visitors, it's a reminder of some of our modern-day tragedies.
You know, today we go on cruises and we see these gigantic boats. Actually, we've heard about a story recently, and you say, how on earth can it happen? You really feel so comfortable and so safe in one of these things, and all of a sudden you see this in front of your eyes, the feeling it, you know, you're reliving it, and it's pretty amazing.
The thorough reproduction includes well-preserved artifacts, considering their age and what they've been through, rescued from 3,000 meters below the surface in missions beginning in 1994.
That's an example of an artifact, that chandelier or candelabra, you know. It survived somehow, it's distorted. It was collected from the bottom of the sea, a little bit cleaned, you see it's very well preserved, you know, so that's one of the items, like a typical item which was found there, or saved.
Even a real ice replica of the famous iceberg was installed.
It's very difficult to sustain it in a constant temperature. It needs to be like a freezer in the back. So it took us like a week to build it.
Before leaving for Switzerland, the artifacts are on display for 3 months, allowing the visitors a unique glimpse at the unbelievable history behind the Hollywood drama.